Fantasy Production Studio. Video, photo, digital imaging presents
A few overs ago, Manak commented on bringing on a steamer, and I agreed with him wholeheartedly, but Ahmad seems to be hitting the flat side and the ball's not even getting up at all. Comes into bowl. Full ball. Sruti losing balance, doesn't pierce that cover point position and remains on 8. Looking rather good though. Making good contact, seeing the ball well as he faces Ahmad again. All defense, looking so good.
A very
Tall, 6 foot perhaps, Mr. Manak?
Yes, about 6 foot. A rather determined fellow coming at a stage.
Tell me, Mr. Manak, when you look down upon him, is he 3 inches lower than you are?
He seems to be
Yes, so then he would be
gaining
6.
height all the time.
So he would be 6 foot then, admonishing himself there for not getting that little glance on the leg side.
A tall fellow, I think he should make full use of his reach. He should favour the drive, Aslam. He has played a few lovely strokes, a delightful 4.
Yes, yes indeed. He does favour the drive and very strong on the pull. There we are. Ahmad's gone over the wicket again and helped him play that ball.
Almost line seems to be drifting all over the wicket.
Yes, he has straight
Probably a
in.
change now in the attack. Once again, it would be nice if Basil Peters had a go.
To Munshi. Well bowled. Score 98 in 38 overs.
But that's the kind of knock you need in this game.
And as my colleague and brother says, he needs a long stay. He needs to regain some of that lost confidence. But can really bat well when he gets going, Edwards. There we are again. He lets it come onto the bat. Ball finishing square again, even on the front foot, which is an interesting observation, and maybe a good outswing bowler is the requirement if they want to induce young Munshi playing into the slip. Edwards is known to bowl the in-swinger as he comes in, and there we are. Again late, again this time
Outside edge.
backward of square.
Hey, you're the rough fight.
Into Imran Munshi. Oh, a rather uppish shot. Misjudged. Was he beaten by the swing of the ball, Ahmed? Seems to have
No.
top edge there. Coming forward and then pushing back, getting the edge.
Well, actually what happened there was the ball was straight on and outside off stump. He was looking to play the glance, so playing down the wrong line, and that is the reason. He seems to be looking at the wicket questioningly, but my guess is that the shot was quite wrong.
Totally incorrect shot to play.
Yes.
Turning on. The ball seems to be nibbling away, Aslam.
The selectors taking a cool walk around the ground.
Turning away.
Is that PPH May?
Once again, it's Edwards. Another big away swing.
There we are. Look at Imran's back foot. It hasn't gone across again.
I think he should get his front foot more to the pitch of the ball.
And when he's looking for the cut, he should be getting a back foot more across.
More across, yeah, exactly.
So
Rather open the face of the bat.
he does do that, certainly.
Where's he going to? He's going tomorrow. Where to?
Good ball.
A marvelous spell here by the old veteran. And really, to be honest, he's not all that old. At 33, Neil Edwards still commands a lot of respect in cricket circles and hasn't bowled a ball short yet.
In fact, just recently, Aslam, in the starting of the season, he represented the Segby 11 and was a replacement for Faik Davids.
And how did he fare there?
In fact, he performed fairly well with the bat and with the ball. He captured 4 wickets, I think, was it? Just let me have a look through the books here. Yes, it was 4 wickets, 4 for 41 of 15 overs.
Well, that's good cricket. Edwards has maintained a marvellous average up at provincial level, and really that's where he performs at his best.
And now it's the
The ball that has been run away between, and it's gone for 4. That's 100 up, 100 up.
Hear from the applause. The crowd well entertained by the morning's play. How many wickets have fallen thus far? Is it 15, Aslam?
Correction, it's already evening.
6 wickets have fallen,
So it's 16 in the day.
and 16 in the day. And that one, Surti, I'm not too certain whether he intimated there or whether he actually meant to work that one away.
In fact, it was a top edge.
But it seemed to have beaten. It seemed to have beaten that very deep
Our
gully.
friend from Natal says.
And on the right-hand side here, we have our friend from Natal, Mustafa Khan, captain of the Natal team, commenting on the game.
His comments are generally in 4-letter words, so we will keep him away from the.
We must come in the trans
The captain Raja at cover. A shortish cover looking to save that single.
And
Ahmad.
Ahmad to Ahmad Surti once again. Rather defensive shot there, Ahmad Surti. Well forward, and the ball pushed on his pad. Natal captain for comments, Mr. Mustafa Khan.
I'll make a comment. Yes, you'll have me on table.
No. A good comment. No, cricket comment. No, cricket comment. On the game. You just commented. Nice looking drive by Ahmed Surti. Another good driver of the ball, a tall fellow. He's got a good reach. And using his height to drive the ball, getting his front foot nice and forward. Head over the ball. Once again, it's Ahmad to Ahmed Surti. Beautiful ball pushed into cover and well fielded by Bani Sarang.
A sweet strike of the ball, Ahmed Surti. And we've just got comment here from the South African and Natal captain, who seems to like what he sees here in young Ahmed Surti.
Ahmed Surti asking for a cap here when it's totally overcast. Oh, is it a helmet? Seems that the paceman coming on again. It's Ashivariava coming on. A bowling change coming on from the mountain end. Seems to have a rather long run up, has he? Superb delivery there, Slim. Just moving away.
Yes,
A bowling change here. Seems a good bowling change. Rather overcast.
We spoke a while ago about bringing on the seamers on this wicket. It's overcast, and certainly we see 2 slips and a gully back in operation. No third man, which is rather surprising.
I think it would go. The ball seemed to be moving away.
Oh yeah, they got a couple. Wait.
I thought he had a stitch left, yeah?
But it looked.
No one at cover. So
or bowling it to an attack on the off stump, to attack his off stump. I'm not too certain what the wide leg side field is there for.
oh, it's the man has come across. More interesting now.
It's very, very far forward, and Surti shouldn't be notioning to either players or umpires what he thinks of the decision. Bad manners is not part of a cricketer's repertoire, and certainly not in a provincial game. Varyava then, with a wide jump, long arm reach, full toss.
Misfielded by Solly Mangera, surprisingly, and he chases the ball. It's 1, 2, and it's 2 runs. A superb throw there by Solly into the keeper's hands.
Jack, what you saying now, is that coming onto the mic?
Yeah. Here's the mic. Share microphone. You must say anything with. No, you must say anything with. Just tell me. But cricket, we are trying.
I think both these batsmen are looking very confident at this stage.
Middling the ball well. Oh, that kept rather low. Yes.
That's like it.
Yeah.
Little
Ahmed
looking
Kota
drive.
thinks very little of this game as you hear him scream.
A good looking drive there by Imran Munshi. Kati Ahmad seems to be content with Ahmad's bowling.
Seems to be getting behind the ball at all times, the Jack. Looking.
That one again keeping rather low.
Looking low.
Hurrying him into a shot there on that.
But Kati's bowling has, over the years, always been a very low trajectory.
Very, very low trajectory. He seems to keep it there and thereabout, inducing the batsman to make the mistake.
Concentrates a lot on movement, and if he hits the seam, at least he can get a bit of bounce. But because he concentrates so much on movement, it hits the flat side and they're keeping low. There we are.
Imran tried to play the ball onto the offside there.
Ball coming into him, finishing at mid-on. Coming back in at him, that's right.
I don't know what is going. What? When tonight?
Single for
Oh, I know.
Imran Munshi.
Jack, don't you feel that Imran should start to play some shots now?
I think with
What time do they play?
we have half an hour to go.
Or is it half
If
an
I
hour?
was there long enough, we should be playing shots long ago.
Partnership gradually building up.
Yes, lovely
That's a
running,
nice single
gentlemen.
there.
Yeah, we'll see the total.
This left-hand batsman, Surti, he looks good.
He's been in the runs there and thereabout, but every time when he gets in his 30s and 40s, he seems to get himself out, playing rash shots.
That's little Ahmed Kota, who, as I said before, doesn't think much of our cricket.
Don Bradman used to look as him, no?
Yes, yes.
Started his career like that.
Oh, it's the snake. That's snake through. That's 4 runs.
Back live.
Oh, so we missed it.
Unlike Bunny.
That was a very thick snake. Through first slip.
111 Nelson, Islam.
Was that through first slip, Jack?
It seems to have beaten first slip, yes.
I think it's a little slightly short of the first slip.
The score is on 111 on Nelson with 5 wickets down.
No, we didn't get that in the picture, but it dropped short of between first and second slip. It ran through for 4. I wouldn't really put that down as a life.
No,
but-
definitely it was not alive.
And again, Varyava straying all over the show.
I think he took
Not-
his eye off the ball, yes, no?
Yes, and at this stage, Raja should be getting his bowlers to bowl to a certain line and containing the batsmen, frustrating them inducing them into playing bad shots.
So I think the captain does have the offside feel for the bowler, and the bowlers seem to be straying it all over the leg side.
Yes, Varyava certainly seems to be.
That's a good. That's a bit. Oh, that's a nice shot. That's a nice shot.
2 runs, 3 runs maybe.
Derek George after it, and 3 runs. An excellent throw there from Derek George, who had quite a run from mid-wicket.
Both are batting confidently. It's the wrong time of the at this stage now. Any of these batsmen to go for shots, eh? Because it's 25 minutes, you know. Suppose if they both are a little closer play, yeah, they could build up.
It would be nice if they just pass it total.
Yeah.
Varyava again straying down the leg side. 1 leg by.
I think that came off the pad. Eh?
Yes, 1 leg by. Straying again, playing with a packed offside field.
It's giving the wicketkeeper a very hard time.
Yes, a torrid time indeed. And another interesting situation to look at or to observe. He's got a 6-man legs offside field. Let's see where he bowls.
Oh, that's a bad ball. That is a bad ball.
Now it's 25 to 6. The umpire has been here for almost 7 hours and he's signaled in the wrong direction to the scorers. Last ball of the over, Varyava to Surti. That's on an outside leg stump. Straight into a wide mid-wicket.
Tell me, are these the Indian miners that are flying all over the wicket?
Change of bowling, Basil Peters, high school end. First ball, shoulders, arms, does Munshi. And we're playing with a deep backward point, a deepish point, 2 slips, a slip in a gully,
Point ends off at 50 overs, is that
a
right?
second slip in a gully, cover,
55.
mid-off. The ideal bowler for the situation is Basil Peters. Well bowled.
Which one? On the park?
A leg side field, a backward square leg, a mid-on. 3-man leg side field. Certainly a very tight bowler and maybe the ideal bowler to contain these youngsters.
What happened in his EP in the guys? Throw. What? First innings,
We
what?
made 196, we made 186. Second innings was a close shot from us.
That's what they did with us also. They could have made it, but they kind of played very negative.
He's very negative.
Huh?
Kaya is very negative. That's
Lovely China. Easy too, come on.
He's tend to be bowling it wide outside the off stump.
Very wide, played nicely into.
Kaya was caught at north twice.
Yeah.
He was not given out. Mangezi was caught twice. North and 30.
As well umpires.
Yeah.
Because he's failing. Eh? We got him same with both innings, same trap we got. Square. Box it.
It's another good ball as long as he keeps it outside the off stump.
So who bowled for them?
Ben in France.
The black guy. He's one of
The Mali character is a good bowler, but he
the black guy.
full man.
I haven't seen him bowl, but he wasn't playing yet. He was too
He
upset.
cuts a ball in
Basil Peters to Imran Munshi. This one is down the leg side. The last ball of that over. So it's not a bad start to his second spell.
How hot it can be.
And the change of bowling does bring Solly Mangera on.
It's a healthy sign to see two youngsters having a sort of a talk in the middle of the wicket.
A mid-wicket conference, and they are including the wicketkeeper, which is also very odd. So I suppose the atmosphere out there is much too friendly.
If the umpire is consulted as far as lights are concerned. Huh?
44.
Who's bowling now? Who's the ball?
Mangera comes in from the Stetson end, and the scores
And by a wicket.
In the area, yeah?
118 in 44, and they're looking at
I think it's a bit dark,
another.
eh?
So 46. 46. No, 146.
They called you for a haircut.
I fixed the problem over the phone, so I could go for a haircut. Let me look, man.
Solly
Is the
Mangira.
soundbox on us, no?
Yes. Square drive there by Surti will get him 2 runs. Throw in by Neil Edwards. Score goes to 120. They are now looking for 26 runs. And these two batsmen really looking very, very confident at the moment. Ahmed Surti particularly very strong on the drive, modelling the ball very, very well, playing very intelligently. Solly Mangira bringing the ball into Surti and
I met him in the week.
is rather deceiving.
I met you. Rama was just sunny. Rama.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
He always.
Yeah,
He moves it like that.
Okay, thanks, man.
Getting a nice in swing to Surti, but he plays it well to get a single. And our castle corner on our right hand side. Really been very rowdy. We've needed police control. And some of them have even been chucked out. They tell me there's a fellow here by the name of Judge Bhai that apparently streaked earlier today.
Ben, shot.
That looked very good. Away swinger to the right-hander, as Dinda says. Plays it well, as it was very, very full and over-pitched, but going straight to Variava in that cover position. Mangira again from the Stetson end. Over pitches again. Ball deflects off the knee of this young fielder. Razim. Single for Imran Moon. We have comments here from Mohammed Jajbhai, Transvaal A team. Nice square cut.
The reason why they put them on the light is getting very bad. Bowling quickies, that's difficult to see.
Not
But this is the time they should bring
When you're betting for half an hour,
He's got to look for it in the light.
then light like that. You're betting for half an hour, then you're having a look at the ball nicely. You're going to have a problem.
Nice square cut there that
And I
finishes
feel
off.
this Peter's character is very ineffective. He's doing absolutely nothing with the ball.
He isn't, which is rather surprising. These conditions suit him. The wicket suits him.
Assume, does your accent always change when you speak on this thing?
No, he doesn't.
I see. Generally your accent changes. I'm asking him an honest question.
Mr. Jajbhai.
Being sarcastic.
Oh, he's gone. He's gone.
How did he hear that?
Yeah, he's gone.
How did you?
Yeah.
How the snake here? Take the wide ball after the outside.
You see, when
You heard it,
you say
Aslam?
a bowler is not is ineffective.
Did you pick it up, Aslam?
Somebody just
Yeah.
mentioned that he was ineffective. Who was that?
John. Aziz Jinda.
A disappointed Surti. Going on the drive, short of a length, moving away from him, and a very fine outside edge to wicketkeeper Kota, who I think has taken his 4th catch in the innings, 7 wickets down.
Don't bowl a new batsman like that. I also do it.
You know what would be very interesting? 3 days can be recorded, most of it.
We all watch it.
And guys will watch it.
The delay of the sun, and he made an appeal, and his appeal was successful.
So it sounds to me like the umpires were also in a hurry to get home. Yeah.
The 2 for Imran.
125. It has to be 2 runs for 6. And
Oh, there's one run, only one run.
Munshi is looking good.
Was it 2 runs?
2 runs. Yes, Solly Mangira.
Mr. Khan, would you like to make a... He's gone. We see, we have, are you on the mic? We have Imran's father and uncle walking in there.
Great spirit. There's no other way to get away from the sorrow.
du bist. Solly, too fast!
I have made that comment here.
Grab him, Scheiner, grab him!
8 minuten waren het niet. Light is okay.
The umpire is confirming for light again.
Offer it to the batsman.
I think this is 11th game. I've been saying this, and I think the lights are. The lights are bad.
The light is bad. I think this time the batsman has appealed and it's been upheld. But he plays rather well.
Why only me?
Yes, yes, yes. Salimangera bowling to a very, very wide. He's bowling an outswinger. He's got 4 men on the leg side. One, would you believe it, long leg. Square leg, short mid wicket, mid on.
Oh yes.
Ball comes through to fine leg where Sarang runs in from long leg. Gets in a nice throw. And 2 runs to Munshi. And then we've got a slip, a backward point, a point and a cover. And then we've got a long off. Man on the boundary is Derek George. Hey? Hey. It's 10 minutes to go. George comes in from the high school end. Sarang plays on the back foot. Raja's there at silly point. We have a slip, Neil Edwards. Comes in again. We've also got a silly mid-off. That ball really went straight through, and I'm not too certain what Ashraf Variava is doing at silly mid-off. But we do have Salimangera at mid-on. This time the youngster gets onto his front foot. Third ball of that over. And these are tense moments for the team, the under-21 team. The clouds and the light does still seem to be very bad. And George again rushing through his over. Off his pad, into that silly point position. No run. And we've got a fielder out here at long on the boundary. Basil Peters. The youngster again lets it come on to his bat and the ball finishes up its slip. We've got 1 more ball to go. George rushing through his over from the high school end. Gives it a lot of air. And he's been given out LBW playing back. No, he played back and he's paid the penalty. He's been given out without hesitation. A wicket they couldn't afford to lose. 8 minutes from time. 8 minutes. 8 minutes from time. We've just got news from the hospital that Khalid Kota is back. Yes, certainly, Mustafa Khan.
I honestly feel that was a very, very bad decision by Mr. Masan. The ball was going past leg stump. It was high as well. Very high and going past leg stump.
Very high going past leg stump, but he also it didn't seem to get a lot of turn the entire over, so we don't know what the reason was that he did give him out, but he was quite far back. He plays back all the time, the youngster. I think he's too used to the mat wicket.
Yeah, but not necessarily if you play back. That it's the line of the ball. The ball was pitched outside leg stump, center stump going away leg stump. Now, if this was called off the lights now, it would be ridiculous. It would be a joke. Yeah? They cannot call off a play in 2 minutes. Yeah? The lights have not gone any better or any worse. You know?
How many minutes to go? Time is it?
Well, there they for the 3rd time this evening, and they've decided that play will go on. Edwards will operate from the Stetson end again. So it's yet another bowling change, and in half an hour we've seen 4 bowlers, 5 bowlers being tried. And Raja certainly trying his utmost to get rid of the kingpin at the moment for the under-21 team, Imran Munshi.
Looking forward to it.
Go. Edwards, short run up. Wide outside the off stump. Youngster gets low down on that front foot. Cuts to Razim
And Razim is standing.
for Khalid Kota. Makes sure that there's no runs. Edwards of a short run up to Imran Munshi. Short again
Wide.
and wide is Edwards. This time he gets on his back foot, plays again into that point position where Razim does the fielding, the sub. No runs, 3 balls gone. And Munshi certainly looking very, very good. Very assertive at the wicket today. He's played some nice drives. He gets a loft, puts it through the gap. He stands and he watches it. He stands and he watches that, pierce the cover position, 4 runs. He knew it from the moment it left the bat. Well, he treated Neil Edwards the way he deserved to. Overpitched and played into that vacant cover position for 4. Very overpitched. Dealt with it the way it should have been dealt with. 4 runs. Munshi facing Edwards again. This one beats him on that outside the off stump. But Edwards was certainly there at normal pace again. There's 1 more ball to go, and I think possibly 1 more over. The light seems to be improving, Mr. Big. It definitely seems to have improved in the last 5 minutes at least. And here we are. On the leg stump, plays beautifully into the wide mid-wicket position. Chased there by Waddy. Off the boundary, 2 runs have been taken. Only 2 runs have been taken. That's the end of day's play. And Munshi really looking good towards the end. Latest score in overs?
So what? My story, I can go on, you are going tomorrow, I can go straight away.
Yes, yes. Imran Munshi, Aziz Dinda. Well played, gets a lovely hand clap from the supporters that are here today. Played rather well. They score 133 in 39 overs. And Munshi not out there on 22.
What to say? Hold on to the... You're recording?
Yeah, no way.
Oh, brilliant. Recording?
Shut up.
It's going. Going with him. Stop.
Nez, what are your comments on the batsmen at this very moment in time?
They should bat steadily in order to bring up that lead somewhat, get Transvaal out of trouble.
Please specify Transvaal.
Transvaal B.
Yes.
Correction of error.
Wait, warm up. giving us a nice smile for the camera. Oh, I see. I hope he lasts long.
Batsman, pose for the camera.
Well, Mr. Malak, what do you think of Transvaal B's performance?
Rather dismal performance, I think, from the Transvaal team. Batting very irresponsible, eh? Am I right in saying this, yes?
Yes.
But some good fielding by the under-21 side.
And did you see the stumping?
Oh, brilliant.
I've heard about it. And you were involved in the stumping. Can you talk us through it, Nes?
Yes. As a matter of fact, the first time he shied at the stumps, he missed the base and he stumped me on the second attempt.
Imran Umar seems to be keeping it there and thereabout, bowling a nice line. Is that the over? A good over for him, yes?
The ball that he got Mohammad Sarang was wide outside the off stump, and Mohammad Sarang did badly to chase after.
Trying to the attack, a change in the bowling. I think that's going down leg side.
A rather useful batsman, would you say, Jack?
Solly, he's always getting runs.
He thinks
never
he has to defend on the front foot.
Yeah, I think he played, that was a bad shot from him, knowing that the wicket is, the ball keeping low, he should be on his front foot instead of going back.
And words about the bowler, like you seem to know the lad pretty well.
Idris, he's just coming to the attack and not bowling, still getting his line sorted out, I think. Bad delivery there from the lad.
Got 4 wickets in the first innings, I believe.
He bowled fairly well, but the wickets we've got were all of bad deliveries. I think short ball, and you know, that's a fairly useful ball.
See, it's much better to defend on the front foot. It's much safer to defend on the front foot.
No, with the ball keeping low.
Don't you
first
think
move should be on the front foot?
Don't you think the captaincy of Musaji is good, but at this point of time, I think he should be attacking more, don't you think so?
Yeah, that's a
So
perfect example.
I think he's got a very defensive field.
I think with he probably the idea is saving runs, trying to make them work for every run at this point. But if he'd attack, he'd bowl the team out.
Yes,
and
he's looking for 3 wickets.
he just needs 3 wickets.
Yes.
But with the later order batsmen coming in, they play attacking shots, and probably he's on the defence. But with new players coming in, two new batsmen,
Yeah.
get the players up, put a bit of pressure on, and induce the batsmen to make the mistake. This always seems comfortable with just no one there on legs, just let it come onto his pad. Another player probably up there. Could be interesting.
Generally, the under-21 team has had better sessions, played better, they fielded better, they've taken their catches, as opposed to Transvaal B, who let 5 catches go in their innings.
Oh, the old saying goes, catches win matches. And once again today it's proven. Whereas if I've just seen part of the day today, and seeing 2-3 good catches here from the under-21 side, it's inspired the rest of the lads and the bowlers to bowl a little better. Nice line there to a new batsman, Imran Umar.
Yes.
He's played a few games in the Transvaal A side, and also a Segbi player. Fairly useful all-rounder, and bats at number 3. And now we have his talents as a bowler. What do you think of him as a bowler, Nes?
I think he still has to develop a lot, but if he can keep this line, he can.
That always happens, Nes. When you compliment the fielders, they always tend to go against the commentators, I think. They seem to hear us from here, I think.
Yes, coming back to Imran Umar, he's brimming with potentiality.
He's got a good approach to the wicket. Seems to...
Is it enough?
He tends to overpitch a lot. But that was a useful ball.
I think the
Nipping away from the
reason
batsman.
for overpitching is probably it's in his action. I don't know if you watch him closely. His eye tends to, just before delivering, he tends to put that extra button in his head. His head tends to fall away.
Yes.
And he's not watching. He's just hoping that he gets it there and thereabout. If you look closely now, you notice that he just drops his head a bit. He drops his head away a bit, and in his follow through, he's falling away. and that's enabling his line to be
Wayward.
But if he can keep up that line consistently, he should do very well in time to come in here.
I think he has a bit of pace.
Yes, he
He's
has
fairly
generated a lot of
generated.
pace in the past season or two.
He's been overseas and had a fairly useful season.
That's a useful
Think-
ball.
Was a good
I
ball.
think that was bat and pad.
It's nice to see the batsman coming forward. Ashivariava, known as a man who can turn the willow a bit, and a useful all-rounder. Can hit the ball fairly hard. That's why we see few men on the outfield, deep mid-off. What is Imran in soul for us this time? Fairly good, a useful delivery. Well forward from Ashi. Just playing just a bit away from his body, Naz.
Yes.
That delivery.
But then he's not a top order batsman anyway. But nevertheless, under the circumstances, correct. Front foot defensive shot. The Transvaal under 21 definitely in the driving seat. The outright is imminent.
It's probably eminent, but just one good partnership, and we could have things change. And I'd like to see a partnership here, make the game a lot more interesting.
Definitely.
If Solly can stick around and actually give him a stand.
Yes.
How much you say a lead of
100 would be a fighting chance.
You think it's enough for your team?
Yes.
To bundle them out?
We have a reasonable bowling attack as well.
Who has been your trump bowlers in the first innings? We look at.
We've shared the wickets between all the bowlers, but the new cap in the team, Wadi, bowled fairly tight and bagged 4 wickets.
Is he the new cap from Eastern Transvaal?
Yes.
Played a few seasons for Acton for the Spurs, I believe.
Yes. At the time I wasn't playing for the team. Well, Idris again.
On the back foot again, Nez.
Yes.
I think probably waiting for to come onto the bat.
Yes, probably looking for Kai to pass the silly fielder there.
Fielder, exactly. Oh well, kicked a bit there. Good delivery from Idris, using the wicket there. Kicked it, but just moved away from him.
The lead now is approximately.
There's some comments about the shot you played there.
Score? And what's the score?
Why? You bowled it.
Make it exciting.
Showed these experienced Transvaalers that the game of cricket can be played with this type of application. The youngsters have definitely taught these experienced batsmen a lesson as Idris comes in.
Superb shot there.
Well done, Tarang, well done, boy.
Well, front foot pushing for the single will always get you comfortable.
I think you've noticed earlier that just getting on that front foot and just even pushing and getting the ones much more comfortable. Like batting a lot more easier on this wicket, Naz.
Yes.
No. Having played on the day, how is the wicket played? Seems to be occasional kick on from the one end and keeping low on the other.
That's right, but fairly easy at this point in time. But it's playing quite through. It's hardened up quite nicely since the sun has baked it a bit for a while. And like the old adage, if you apply yourself, you're going to get plenty of runs. As Imran Munshi proved in the innings of Transvaal under 21.
That was a superb innings by him.
Yes, all he had to do, all he did was just play straight, look for the singles, and when the bad ball was bowled, he punished it. So all that has to be done.
I think from what I gather and a few hours we've seen today, Musaji's tactics is I think he's rather just playing there, keep getting the bowlers to bowl a line and length, and inducing the batsman to make a mistake. And we've seen that happen.
But I agree with Mr. Dinda. He could, at this point in time, afford to really pressurize the batsman.
Seen Solly there. You watch the shot carefully, and as Solly's head falling over on the offside, that enabled him to play the ball uppish.
Didn't really play the shot, he just put his bat to the ball.
Put his bat there, exactly. His head tended to fall over on the offside a bit, to enable him to play that ball uppish. I think if he gets his head more in line with the ball, probably would have played an on drive.
Yes, and he could have powered it through mid-wicket.
Powered it through mid-wicket and keep the ball down on the ground.
Perhaps for 3 runs.
And once again, Imran Umar seems to be bowling either over pitching or no bowling. His line seems to be, he's bowling 4 or 5 good balls, but then the occasional one is giving the batsman a chance to punish it.
We should be maybe having a sideline captain here.
Oh, it's
yes,
out.
it's gone.
Oh, it seems out. Oh, yes. It was well caught. It's out. A superb catch there once again by
A good ball, really.
Mohamed Mungera. Just a nice away swinger.
Good, young, brilliant wicket-keeper.
How many catches has he taken already? The few that he's taken were brilliant.
How many is
Taken 4 catches. Brilliant keeping there by the young lad. A lot of potential. Possible Transvaal A team play in the near future.
Yes. At the time of coaching him, I advised him that he must play because he's going to be a regular keeper in the provincial teams. He should develop a wicket-keeping mentality to such a stage of brilliance. One must not only have all bronze and no brains, because one of the pitfalls of this young budding star is that he stands up to fast bowlers on a seaming wicket, which could be very, very detrimental. In fact, on this very pitch, he was quite badly injured in the eye, standing up to one of the basemen.
Exactly, but just seems the idea of him standing up automatically puts a bit of pressure on the batsman, and probably.
Yes. Now, a wise wicketkeeper or an intelligent wicketkeeper will then surmise the situation, see when it is time to pressurize the batsman and when it is time to stand back. Because one cannot stand up to the first ball of a baseman, the very first ball of the day.
Exactly, no, I agree entirely with that. He should get the pace of the wicket, see what the wicket's doing, and then see if it's keeping low or what's, depending on the batsman, if he's going forward or back. And from there, probably decide.
It's nephew to uncle here, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. It's Imran Umar to Khalid Kota. Another, kept low that ball, what we've talked about earlier. I think probably the best thing here to do is get on that front foot all the time, knowing that the ball keeping low.
Just before he went into bed, I advised him that he should generally play off the front foot 80% of the time, unless if it's very short to defend off the back foot or attack off the back foot.
It's Khalid Kota again.
And he's generally a back foot player.
Oh, a good ball there by Imran Umar. In the block hole, what we call as the Yorker.
Yes.
A good delivery to a new batsman. I think it should just, while the batsman's still coming in, settling down, you know, getting used to the area and the wicket, should keep it there in the block or make him play all the time. And hopefully get him to make the mistake instead of keeping it short or what it's found usually at this. Oh, it's Imran Umar again. Ball down leg side. Taking the pressure off the batsman then, Nez.
Yes.
Bowling down leg side. But then again the keeper was up. A comment you made earlier.
So he's calling for a runner.
Yes, interesting observation again. And the fault of Imran Umar is that he should think about each ball that he's going to bowl. And the fault of a wicketkeeper is standing up again to the baseman when it's not necessary.
I don't know if you have watched Imran Umar. He just, as soon as he bowls, he tends to turn automatically.
Yes,
and not just thinking what sort of bowl he's going to bowl, or he's just running on and bowling continuously, just hoping that he keeps it there and thereabout.
That's right.
Instead of experimenting, looking at the batsman, a new batsman, putting it up in the block hole or seeing where's his strengths and weakness and bowling to that.
Exactly as we observed before, to say that he's also brimming with potentiality. One should develop all these wise or bowlers repertoire. And it will be Khalid Kota facing to
The first time he comes up to under Idris Mangera.
one foot.
A bit wide of the option.
Yes.
That was bad keeping there by just leaving the ball. Do you think Naz not playing with a find it strange? Sarge not playing with a slip, especially with the ball turning as much as it is.
Yes, and you're letting a new batsman especially off the hook. The pressure should be applied severely at this point in time.
With his team up top and seems still to have men on the outfield. I think if you were in a situation, I would put more pressure on the batsman.
Yes, I would have
on the new batsman.
Yes, a silly mud off and a mud on as well as a slip.
Exactly. You see, like probably the batsman sees a man out there, and Solly Mangera is no fool. I think he'll probably just play the one, wait for the full toss, half volley, and push out and take the one. That's just what I'm talking about, Naz.
Yes. Exactly. Now, for the new batsman, Khalid Kota, he would have put a silly mud off, mud on, and a slip.
I see Imran Munshi coming into slip, or is he at gully?
I think he heard the commentators. Both silly. Now that's good.
Is this the third ball of the innings?
Khalid Kota should also play on the front
A
foot.
bad ball there from Idris.
Khalid has severely strained muscle on his right upper thigh. It's restricted somewhat.
I think probably now I see the reason for him keeping his men out is with the bowlers not cooperating with his
lack of consistency.
lack of consistency, and therefore he keeps his men out in case because the bowlers are not consistent enough to keep it there and thereabout to make the batsman play.
But by the same token, one should impress upon your bowler to keep it a strict line.
Exactly, it should impress. His line seems to be on middle and leg. The last three balls. Imran Umar seems to continue the attack to Solly Mangera. An edgy edge there. Wide-ish.
Past third slip area. Should get in a single.
I think probably
Lead is now approximately 40 odd.
40 odd, yeah, it should be 40 odd. Slowly building. I think if Khalid can stick around and Solly always gain, the longer he stays there, he will slowly gain confidence and start playing more shots.
Yes.
He's starting to look for the ones and twos consistently every time he is batting.
Yes.
And I think what the opposition, what Musaji can do is maybe give Solly the one and try and get the other batsman here.
Yes.
And get him, try and attack him while he's still near the crease.
Yes.
A good shot there by Khalid Kota getting nicely behind the ball in the middle of the bat.
Yes. Solly Mangera played very irresponsibly in the first innings. Now I think he's looking to reproach and doing a sensible job in the second innings.
Another short fellow is Solly.
Yeah.
I have to look up to him. So it's the other way around, he looks up to me. Again, Imran Umar straying about. Wide delivery. He tends to bowl. He's very, I don't know, over-criticizing, erratic and inconsistent. If he can keep the few balls that he has entice the batsman to play, he's kept them there, and the occasional one going away, he got the edge and got the wicket. But
as we said, every ball a bowler should be thinking about.
see there again, he kept it there, the edge, and he's got the edge again. With the last two deliveries with Khalid Kota and Nez, he seemed to edge the ball past, edging. I mean, was it Khalid the delivery earlier where he edged it in the area?
That was Solly Mangera.
It seemed the ball is swinging away and the run seems to be coming in this area. I think an extra slip would be an idea.
Yes, instead of having a man silly.
And having a man silly. Because if he is bowling on the offside,
because Musaji is there to cover
the single, exactly.
There is no bet there because he's keeping slightly short of the length.
Yeah, that's right.
And he's bowling away swings.
I see once again the ball is not consistent, and let's have a look at this delivery from Imran Umar. Seems good approach, good run. Once again he bowls down the leg side. I think a bit ambitious. Hoping the ball move away a lot. That's the over again.
Khalid limps through for a single. Shift up levels.
Under 21 team.
He's doing an excellent job with his boys.
Excellent job. I think his team is disciplined. Don. Good ball there, Musaji's first delivery on Yorkish length, right up to the bat. Once again Musaji strodes back, giving the ball a shine. Rather determined fellow is Musaji. Gives 100% at all the time, at every event. Straying again down leg side. Just getting his line, I think, Musaji. Once again we have young Musaji, who's 19 years of age, who is captain the Segbi 11 and also under 21 captain. Useful all-rounder. He generally tends to bowl medium pace, moves the ball in and about. I think more away swingers.
Yes, and if that's the line he can keep on the last delivery, he will have Kota trouble somewhat, because Kota is not moving off on the front foot at full stretch because of his crippled condition. If he bowls
once
like
again
that,
a terrible delivery. Could be a good stop there by Ahmed Surti, a superb stop there by Ahmed Surti. And assisted there by Riaz Fakir from third man. This could be a run out. Oh. Well, Solly Mangaris, was it buys?
yes,
Two buys. Two buys. Once again, a bad delivery from Musaji. Way down leg side. Maybe he could be working on the leg side stumping, but I think with a new batsman in, he should keep it, and with being his first delivery, just keep it on the offside and make him play.
yes, because if he's attacking with a slip in a gully and a silly man in front, you should forget the onside tactics.
Exactly. That's a superb delivery. There's our man what we were talking about, that slip.
Yes.
If he had that slip there, I'm sure he would have picked up that catch, and Khalid would have been back to the pavilion.
Right. Khalid is calling for a runner, but nobody seems to be assisting. Nevertheless, this young lad Surti did very well previously to recover on that ball. Yesterday, he outran Derek George with a superb return, attacking return from the boundary.
Exactly, the under-21 fielding has been... They're giving nothing away, making the senior team...
That's been the highlight of their game, where they've taken command authoritatively in the field.
And that slip still seems to be fairly wide.
Yes.
There's
He's standing almost in the second slip position, if not thirdish. He should be standing closer to the
closer. From the mountain end to the young 28-year-old Solly Mangera, well forward. 26-year-old Solly Mangera, from my collega here, Letty Ettlinger, tells me Solly's 26. And Imran Umar once again shines the ball. See the marks fall on his trouser. It's useful to shine the ball.
It's interesting to see
the young lad.
Umar's field setting.
Another full toss there by Imran Umar. Once again.
There is no man in the mid-wicket area.
I think probably.
He's got a backward point, covers and a mid-off, and he's bowling down the leg.
The cover's fairly short, saving the one, I think.
Yes.
And yeah, you're right, there's no one on the leg, and the mid-on giving the one.
And Solly will look to play in that area.
Oh, that one kept rather low.
This wicket seems to be playing up to its tricks again.
I think probably 100, 150 lead. We could have an interesting
outcome. Yes,
outcome of the
indeed.
game. And very entertaining to the crowd. Presently slowly building up. Well, no more hurry through action. Good shot there from Solly Mangera. Off the back foot. Of the under-21 team was been the fielding. And just a perfect example where there were 2 runs there, and one run had been given with quick pick up and turn and throw. I think Khalid seemed to have some problem. Could it be the noise from the helicopter above?
Methinks one of the fielders are chirping this young batsman.
What do you think of this chirping in our cricket?
I do believe if it's not malicious chirping, it's all part and parcel of the game, all in the business of trying to psych the batsman out.
Tends to try a little harder and be a bit more determined, and that probably not playing his normal game, and could get you that breakthrough.
Yes, I suppose it has its adverse effects as well, but yesterday we psyched this youngster Musaji out, and he went back to cut. There was a drop catch.
That was a drop catch, yeah. It's a good technique by Imran Umar coming around the wicket for the first time, and surprisingly the wicketkeeper was been fairly consistent throughout the day. Lack of concentration there, and lets Khalid Kota off the hook. Once again, Khalid Kota seems to be edging in that area behind the wicket, and I think now, hopefully, we will have a slip.
A good indication, the wicketkeeper of the Transvaal B team has taken 5 catches. A good indication to show how the wicket has been seaming. A lot of edges.
Most of the wickets have been behind the wicket.
Yes, and Mangera himself was on his 5th catch, and also the other catch at Gully area to take out Kati Ahmad. A brilliant effort, no doubt, but also, like you said, behind the wicket. So a good indication that this wicket is still seaming. If the bowlers can keep that line, the wicket will do the rest.
Exactly, we have a slip now coming a bit closer. And still seam is still on, but we have an interesting play on the field. It's Bani Sarang, a runner for Khalid Kota, who's been suffering from a thigh hamstring, a pull in the hamstring. And Musaji once again keeping a good line. This is, I think, the 2nd ball of the over.
Camera has probably picked up the swing of the wicket. There was another good example.
Good example.
But Solomon Mangera's eye is probably in now.
Seems to be playing a lot more shots, and once again
much more confidently, and he's middling it.
Seems to be playing a lovely shot there over the back foot.
Yes.
Using the crease nicely, getting his foot back nicely. Musaji is coming in. Harish drew his run up. Oh.
Yes,
perfect example of the ball keeping low again, but Solly pushed it off the back foot. Cover where Sean Noble does the fielding.
See, if these singles will trickle along, the total will move up steadily.
That's all I think they should do now, is push for the 1s and 2s and the occasional bad ball. The occasional bad ball. You have to wait for 4.
Demise in the Transvaal B's innings was that we were defending a low total of 139, but we played without a 3rd man and a fine leg because we attacked a bit too much. I think we had too many batsmen, too many fielders in front of the batsman, whereas we should have had a sweeper, at least one. At least in the very fine leg area, to sweep around to 3rd man as well.
A very good observation. As
we didn't have that, and we gave away plenty runs in that department because, as I said, the wicket was seaming quite a bit, a lot of edges, and no sweeper to cut the runs off.
Interesting once again to see Musaji coming around the wicket.
Yes.
Seen the last 2 deliveries just going away from the bat. And Khalid did well to leave it alone.
Yes.
It's interesting to see Musaji's run-up is fairly going in sort of an arc. Going behind Maybe a bit more straighter. Oh, superb delivery there, which got through Khalid Kota. I think he probably brushed his shirt, bit of his navel.
Immediately indicates that he came off his navel, his peto, as we say in Gujarat.
Yes. It's not intimidated. The umpire is not intimidated by the appeal.
What's the score, Babuji?
Mohammad Surti has already captured 4 wickets.
Ball with a reasonable
Oh, a
amount
superb delivery which has Soliman Guerra in trouble there.
That's the line Imran Umar had to bowl, so methinks Musaji did wisely to bring
about a bowling change.
Yes, to bring Surti back if he can bowl that line consistently.
The score now 101 for 7 and the lead 45. Slowly bowling up. Once again we have Imran. Is it Ahmed Surti? A good delivery there, but well played by Soliman Guerra. Must fielded by Sarang.
A rare blemish in,
the field, but it could be too. A good throw there by Sarang. And rather disappointing there from the youngster. Sarang was fielded well all day. He's bowled rather well in the morning. Yeah, the new ball. He hasn't come back in the attack. Probably we'll see him later.
If it's in Musaji's plan of tactics.
Musaji having a few words with Mr. Masan, the umpire. There seemed to be some controversy there. We have Ahmed Surti again. Seems to fall away bowling just before a wide call there. He seems to fall away when he bowls, Naz.
Yes.
Just before delivery, he tends to fall on the offside. In fact, a great deal on the offside. And pushing the ball instead of letting it go through.
I think that tends to happen because of the jump.
The jump, exactly.
The jump.
What his action is.
Close to the wicket, jumps to the side of the crease, and then falls
away. His run-up seems to be very. Looking at his run-up, he's got a smooth, economical run-up.
Yes.
And
yet he's bowled with a relative amount of success.
Exactly.
So if he tidies up or improves on that run-up with a good follow-through, we could have a devastatingly fast bowler on our hands.
Exactly. It's a very potential bowler who's already taken 4 in the first innings and once again captured 4 of the Transvaal B team batsmen. Got a bit of bounce there. I think a good bowling change.
Soliman Guerra goes on a fly swish.
This is the 4th ball of delivery. I think a wide call, probably the 3rd ball. Soliman Guerra, short back lift. Oh, on the back foot, actually behind the ball there.
That should come on to the back, a sign of a batsman that can see the ball.
It's been long enough at the crease, playing himself now nicely in. Oh, kept low that one. Good shot pushed through, off the back foot, pushed into cover. And once again, Soliman Guerra rushes through for 2.
Quick between wickets, Soliman
Guerra very quick, looking for the 3rd, but decides against it.
Soliman Guerra has got a very good eyesight. I don't know if you noticed, he went out of his crease to push it out to cover square.
Exactly was, I would have thought played that in the front foot, but saw it rather late and just pushed off the back foot in cover.
So he didn't manage to steal 2 runs.
2 runs. Very quick man, Soliman Guerra. I think he'll fare fairly well against the great Ben Johnson in the 100-meter sprint, I gather.
Yes, we should add a Brooks. A few comments from Brooks.
And now we have a few comments from Mr. Bismillah, the manager of Transvaal under 21 team.
You see, Jack, if Bruce bowls like this, he can't get any wickets. He's got to keep it on the stumps.
Oh, up his shot. Once again induced Khalid on the...
A good ball to bowl to a crippled batsman because Khalid is fairly strong on the drive. So Musaji did well to induce an offish shot from the crippled batsman. And Musaji around again to Khalid.
Oh, what
Goes on the
superb
drive.
ball there by Khalid. Khalid rather...
And what aided the ball to be missed is that it swung rather late.
rather late, and if Khalid maybe gets his foot more across,
Yes, he would have
followed it through nicely through cover, and Saran would have been chasing the ball. But once again we have Musaji to Khalid Kota. Just turned from middle to the Madon area where Aziz Dinda does the fielding. Musaji keeping a fairly useful line in the batsman play. Surprising of Musaji, he tends to come to his mark on the offside instead of over the wicket. Oh, a good delivery there from Musaji, where Khalid Kota, if you look, he hasn't used his feet there at all. Get his foot more across. Gets his feet more across. Probably make more contact with the ball.
Yes, because his left front foot is not injured at all.
It's injured, exactly.
He's not injured, therefore he should be able to get his feet across quite nicely to that. Because it's coming on to the bat.
Oh, ball there by Musaji. A good over there, useful over. A maiden over once again. The lead now 50, is it? Check. Just down leg side there. And an interesting see Sarang loosening up. He's not loosening up now.
Do you think it's wise to persist with the seam attack, or the spinners aid the situation?
I think with the ball still, the batsman still finding the edge and the ball seaming about, you can keep the seamers on for a little while longer, and if still the wicket does not. Just, oh, once again the edge, and 4 runs overslip.
Exactly as you just said, that it is edging about a bit, so Musaji has done well to keep the seamers on.
Seamers on. And maybe a taller slip fielder there. But a good effort there by the young Ashraf Ali.
So he's taken 2 superb catches in that area already.
Very good fielder, Ashraf Ali from Actonville at first slip. The 4th ball of the over, we have Ahmed Surti bowling up to pitched up delivery, and well played by Solly Mangera. Kicked away there, a rather Maradona-like shot there from him. And well played once again. Front foot well forward, head well over the ball. His top hand in control there with that forward defensive shot. Well, a perfect example for the youngsters there. A forward defensive shot there from Solly Mangera.
And another example of application on a wicket which has to be generally played more off the front
foot. I think that's the last delivery of Ahmed Surti. Oh, he's bowling with a beautiful ball, just coming into the bat, and Solly Mangera is walking back to the pavilion for a well-played 30. A superb ball there by Ahmed Surti, who captures his 5th wicket in the innings.
Front foot.
Yes.
And looking at the shot he has played on the back foot. If he had gone forward, maybe would have covered that ball, Naz.
Yes, indeed, Surti did well to bring the one back in. Because he consistently bowls the away seamer. He did well to bring that one back in, and the mistake Solly made was to go off the back foot.
Probably now with the tail coming in. It's who's the incoming batsman? Is it Wadi?
Yes.
Is he the ninth player? 10th batsman?
9th.
Who else still to coming after Wadi Naz?
Basil Peters.
Basil Peters, he can hit the willow, but Wadi, a player
And a lead of 50 looks very, very dismal indeed.
Rain could be on your side. Now we have the new player from Actonville, Wadi, taking guard. Still Khalid Kota at the wicket with his runner Bani Sarang. And seems to be taking centre there, Wadi. Known as a bowler generally. Can also bat a bit. He has scored a few useful scores for Eastern Transvaal. I think a score of 52. Wadi. Now we have a Mitsurte. It's again to Wadi. Oh, a superb delivery!
The find of the SECB tournament was Ahmed Surti, but the batsman was Imran Munshi.
Exactly. In fact, yesterday Imran Munshi was awarded best player of the tournament, the under-21 tournament, by his fellow colleagues. Who
Deservedly so, in that he played with under trying conditions. His mother laying on the deathbed, and with all that heavy consequences, he still managed to pull off player of the tournament. As Khalid Kota glances this one away.
well fielded there by Ahmed Surti again.
And it'll be the new batsman, Adam Wadi.
Interesting to see Musaji still goes around for the new player. Is he persisting to going around the wicket?
Yes.
Yes, he is.
He must move his slip more fine.
More fine, I think. Well played there. Seems to get nicely behind that one. Get his bet in time for tail ender.
Yes, he's wielding a straight willow for a number 9 batsman.
I believe he bets at number 5 for the club.
Which is quite a crucial position.
What has he has in store for us this time? Oh, a good shot there. I think
Off the back foot,
off the back foot.
into
Not of our top order batsman will be proud of a shot. Played on the back foot. Punched. On the back foot, well fielded there by Sean.
sideline captains.
Once again, it's Musaji to Wadi. Both players look very much alike. I think it was going down leg side and even hitting the bat.
Yes.
And
batsman did badly to jump out of his
jump
wicket.
away. I think
Fielders did badly to appeal. A bowler coming around the wicket, going down the leg.
is noticing from the two balls, the ball earlier, the last two balls, he played fairly, seemed fairly comfortable on the offside, and the first ball on the leg side, he tended to struggle a bit.
Yes.
Maybe he could have exploited that. Where's the hit his bat? Bobs. Around the wicket to Khalid Kota. Oh!
No. Around the wicket?
Around the wicket, probably.
Yes, if it's wicket to wicket.
Was wicket to wicket, and seemed very close. A very useful shout there by. A very good shout there by Mitsurti and fellow team colleagues. Into the danger area, Nez, from around the wicket.
Yes.
Seems to be running into the danger area. For the umpire not taking any notice of.
Two comfortable runs. Very, very nice shot through covers indeed. On the up.
Let's put nicely to that one.
Seems to be batting well for a lad who's injured.
Yes. Crippled. He's got a
He-
crack rib. And
He favours the cover drive.
Thigh muscle.
Yes. We've got several.
19-year-old Ahmed Surti represented the Segbi 11, also a useful member of the Bank Cricket Club. But has represented Transvaal senior team once, being a 12th man. Probably one of the few youngsters who will be knocking on the Tornes
Yes,
in the near future.
And I think once he has developed somewhat, he will stay in the team regularly. He thinks he'll be a regular player in the Transvaal senior team.
Oh, terrible delivery there.
Ferocious ball down the leg.
Next side. Wide.
Heavens! Why do these
coming back,
youngsters bowl?
coming back to Ahmed Surti then, as the reason in bowling that ball is, we meant earlier, that he's forcing, he's just pushing it through, and that's again
like Imran Umar,
falling away. Yeah, it was right on top there. Once again, Ahmed Surti, a super good delivery there, getting the batsman on the back foot.
Yes, and a bad ball always gives the batsman a lot of confidence.
Time to settle down.
It eases the pressure. And when the batsman can save the ball all the way through to the keeper.
Change someone's
hello. This is Mohammed Salah. Cut!
And with 5 minutes left in tea time, was it 3 minutes, and over 2, we have Imran Munshi into the attack.
Interesting to see, we observed earlier that the wicket is seaming about a bit, and Mustachi has opted on a spinner.
A good thing just before drinks, I think, the tea break. Useful thought to bring a spinner in, changing the pace, varying it a bit. Maybe with a new player, maybe getting the wicket. Let's see what happens.
And the batsman sensibly seeing that ball through. Sighting.
Trying to get a nice breeze here, coming in from the railway end. Good shot there from Wadi, a superb shot, a full shot there. Lovely shot there, got well behind it.
Yes, in the line of the ball, inside the line of the ball.
Inside the line of the ball.
Through mid-wicket. A lovely shot indeed.
And
just what the doctor ordered. The lead is now 56, Mr. Manak?
Yes, it's 56 and slowly increasing. A few more deliveries like that. And slowly the lead build up.
So the batsman seems to be quite useful. Pushes this one out.
3 balls to go.
This is why we know he comes in at number 5 for
his club.
Kinross.
Sharp turn then, Nez.
Yes, fighting the wicket.
Fighting the wicket.
She's turning out to be somewhat of an all-rounder's all-rounder.
Yes. Down leg side, I think.
Yes.
Going down leg side.
I would have thought that he would have shaped up to pull that through mid-wicket or backward of square. Because on the turn you can get inside the line of the ball again.
Seems to be just bowling off spin. And I think that's the interval.
Drinks. Tea. Drinks. Edwin over here. Edwin van Arde.
Hello. You know, I'm nervous today. I just want to hear the side. I've never been so, excited when I hear, because you never know what's going to happen.
You know what? I want to really play well this weekend to get into the team.
You know anyone?
Because I was quite happy with my keeping. Right. Just betting, unfortunately, look, I didn't bet these responsibly. But they did well the stumping was superb, and the ball was quite good. But I was hoping to get big scores.
Yeah, big score will definitely.
What's happening at tea time?
Let me go see your H there. We'll be back later, Mr. Beck.
Sure. Let's go and have a drink or two.
Okay. A new session now. A new session. We have Khalid Kota at the crease and Wadi, the lead, 61. Some Surti coming on from the mountain end. Some problem there with the man behind the side screen, I believe. It's coming around the wicket to Khalid Kota. We have a slip, a gully, short leg, Salim Madon, off, point, third man, Madon. We have Ahmed Surti's first ball played on the back foot by Khalid Kota, back to Surti, to Khalid Kota. Fairly a good ball there by Ahmed Surti in the block hole. We call a Yorker. Good delivery. It's rather overpitched, I would say.
Get a match from the uncle, please. Ahmed, give a match them.
Here's the light.
Once again, Ahmed Surti, the 19-year-old youngster, on the leg side. An appeal for caught behind, but the umpire is not intimidated by the appeal. Kept low that ball. Fairly low there, Ness. What do you think?
I wasn't watching them.
Kota must depend more on his front foot.
Kota's into playing on his back foot a lot there. Good observation there by Nazir. Kota, the elder brother of the senior brother of Nes Kota, who is the brother of Khalid Kota.
Jack, you seem to be talking in circles.
Heavens!
Solid serious. To Khalid Kota, I think the last ball of the over. Good delivery, kicked a bit off the wicket. And the over. Made an over by Ahmed Surti. We have Wadi taking strike. Seems we have a change in the bowling attack. We have Idris Mangera, the left arm spin bowler, coming on from the technical end. Bowling against
the wind, yes.
Interesting observation there, Mr. Jindal.
Probably was Surti bowling well from that end. I think he prefers that end, doesn't Mr. Surti? That's why Mangera coming on from this end. But notice most of the day the spinners have operated from this end. Ossaji's operated spinners from this end. We haven't seen any spin bowling from the other end. Rather surprising. Oh, again on the back foot. Idris Mangera trying to get the batsman on the front foot. An appeal here for LBW. And again down the leg side.
Inside the line of the ball.
Again on the back foot is Wadi. I think he should come forward.
I advise the youngster to get inside the line of the ball.
Exactly.
And if he's tossed up, he should take off the front foot.
And again, I think played on the front foot, Ness, just half-hearted. Front and back, still undecided.
He's not stretching onto the front foot, because if he does, he can push it out to Sarang and put off. Then play for the single.
Good shot there, punched off the back foot. He seems
Races away for
races
four.
away for four. Well-timed shot. He seems to favour the back foot. He seems to play everything on the back foot, does Wadi. He had a good pull shot there on the back foot. Well, once again, a punch off the back foot, forcing shot on the back foot. True cover.
Will definitely help on the scores. The lead is now 60. Still dismal somewhat.
Increasing all the time.
100 to make it a fighting chance.
If we have 100 runs in the last 20 overs, it could be very, very interesting. play.
Changing bowling there.
20 overs. So probably change. Number 13 was bowling fairly well. But probably, I think Musaji trying for the breakthrough, trying to all his bowlers, trying to get the breakthrough. We have Sarang once more in the attack. Bowled fairly wide from the crease does Sarang. A good delivery, short of a length, and played back to Sarang.
Kodo does well to play from his in-between position.
It seems both players don't seem to commit themselves either on the back foot or front foot. They're both undecided. And let's have a look at the bowler Sarang. Fairly economical run-up. Good action. And against another youngster who drops his head while bowling. Bowled fairly wide from the crease.
This game being played at turf 2.
Oh, good delivery there. The first one which has bowled up and has the batsman in a bit of trouble. Because both batsmen seem to be undecided with their shot, and as soon as you put it up, don't know if it's to force or...
It is a good ball to bowl because both batsmen are not sort of, like you said, half-heartedly going either back or forward. And that left the bat very nicely indeed.
Good delivery, Mr. Rang. Let's see if we can keep this one up to the bat.
Khalid Kota seems to be falling over onto
the offside. Exactly.
On 2 balls, we observed that he did. If he can keep his head still, he will be able to on-drive more firmly and perhaps get 2 runs in the vacant mid-wicket area.
Oh, kept again low the ball, and once again Khalid Kota not using his feet at all. You can see he's still stationary in the same position of the back foot, trying to force it. I think he must...
Sorry, Mr. Manang, we've got such a rowdy crowd here at the back. We'll have to get police cordon.
It's a few of the players.
Listen, you don't want to be around here. Fuck off, man.
Oh, a superb delivery there from Sarang, just going away from the bat. Lovely delivery there. And the over. Once again we have Idris Mangera coming in from Eep extra cover. Is it long off? Coming in from long off to bowl his leg spin.
Not leg spin, left arm orthodox.
Left arm orthodox. Slipping up.
Do you think that the heads will roll?
A good shot there from...
What good shot?
Up his shot, but forced for the one. Could have been a single there. Every run is vital at this stage of the game.
Why do he wants to keep the strike?
Probably defending his partner Khalid, who seems more in control. And Idris Mangera coming around the wicket. A full toss punched.
Well
Stopped there by Imran Umar, and good throw to the keeper. Musaji doesn't seem pleased with the bowler, bowling a full toss. And once again it's Idris Mangera. Good delivery, a lot flatter, a lot flatter than the last one. I think he has to keep it a little, give the ball more air to move off the wicket. Another good delivery.
The judge, we just said now, told him to play the typical judge by shot across the line.
And the last ball of the over, we have Idris Mangera. Well played again on the back foot. We noticed that Wadi, who likes playing off the back foot. Time to Idris Mangera, who's just finished matric and represented the Transvaal high school team. He comes again. Khalid Kota just pushing the bat forward. not committing himself for the stroke. He's come on to the back of the ball. Seems surprisingly that he in the company of the ladies.
Ball comes in walking over the half a pint the other day. Capacity crowd.
And once again back to the cricket. We have Sarang continuing from the mountain end to Wadi, who is gaining confidence all the time. Enjoying playing on the back foot. Once again Wadi on the back foot. All in defense. Push to Sarang. And no runs off the delivery. Sean Noble seems to be loosening up.
What does he bowl?
He's gentle medium pace. I think it's lack of pace.
Gentle Jeremy Coney's, I think.
Gentle medium pace. Useful bowler though. And Sarang. Oh, not good ball there by Sarang. Just going away well up to the bat. Useful bowler this time.
We can give it as well to whoop them barbells.
Once again Mangera up to Sarang. The field still very attacking, with 2 or 3 men on the outfield saving the one. Good ball there by Sarang, well played. On the front foot this time by Wadi. Good shot by him, well fielded by Imran Umar. Close.
This youngster can develop too.
What do you think of helmets in cricket, Kota? Rather
It's a heavy one. In our cricket,
we have 4 byes, yeah. 4 wide ones. Wide, very wide of the crease.
Stop. Helmet in our cricket, I don't think it's necessary. But one can debate upon it because the type of wickets we play on are not very safe. So you're considering the bowler or you're considering the wickets. If you're protecting yourself from the bowler, then it's not necessary in our cricket. But if you're protecting yourself from the wicket, then I think it is somewhat necessary.
The bounces on the wickets are very uneven, and I think using the helmet gives the batsman an extra bit of confidence, and a fairly useful weapon.
In our league, I think yourself and Bani Mohammed comes to mind, who are the genuine pacemen. I don't think, maybe Nazir Jindal is a fast medium pacer, but not one that really threatens a batsman's face.
That's right, I don't go for the
In my
stumps.
opinion.
I don't go for the batsman's head, I go for the stumps.
That's why helmets are not necessary.
Yes.
But maybe in provincial cricket.
I found that in the recent years the helmet has been one of the necessities of the batsman.
Depending on what levels of cricket you're talking about.
At provincial level, I found that virtually every batsman coming into bat had an helmet. And once again we have Sarang. Once again, more byes. More byes. It's been 5 byes of the over. I think probably Munchies should go back. Where did a good drive there from Khalid Kota? No run into cover by field, fielded by Imran.
Jack.
Khalid Kota.
Oh, hard luck, lad.
Mr. Guy seems to strain. Seems to hurt his leg there a bit, going for that shot. Tris Mangaria straying with his line. Good shot there from Khalid Kota.
Hey, Imran, mate.
That's 2 lovely drives
What
we've
kind
had
of a
at the
nephew are
over.
you?
Are you guys waiting for things to happen or you guys want to make things happen?
Nice, Khalid. Front foot, beautiful.
Well played. Khalid seems to be middling the ball a lot more this over. few good shots from Khalid Kota. The over. Seems to be gaining confidence all the time.
Khalid would have come up early in the batting order.
Yes, he's just hopping with his big brother.
In the center, he likes to make it.
1 hour against us last week.
Hi.
Yeah, I was also surprised. It wasn't taking the score for game. They played 1 hour.
Nice,
against
Adam.
us. 18 runs.
I didn't do much striking. I was getting one. Mohammed Sarang. Good delivery there from Mohammed Sarang. Well played. Good cricket. Full toss there by maybe a change in the attack. Try something odd. Someone, an unrecognized bowler, or keep varying things, try and get the wicket.
They're still in the driving seat.
Driving seat as yet.
We can't afford to experiment at this stage. You're absolutely right.
Does the weather look threatening?
No.
There's still breeze. I'm sure the mic is picking up the breeze, but rain is not imminent.
Yesterday was there any sound?
No.
Huh? Breeze yesterday.
Once again we have 18-year-old Sarang, 17-year-old Sarang, is it? A full toss. To Swadi, that's one. That's two. Riaz Fakir on the turn. Good throw.
As I was
That's
saying,
2 runs there.
In junior cricket, there's a lot of enthusiastic exuberance resulting in immature play. These youngsters have shown a lot of maturity and have been in the commanding position throughout the day.
Exactly, and a lot of these players in the U21 team, very experienced. They have played for the senior team, and a few players have gone overseas as well. It's Imran Umar, Imran Munshi, and unfortunately Hussein Manak, who is not in the team. He also went overseas. I see we have one of the overseas players, Imran Umar, has just a bowling change, and exactly.
Pretty impressive.
Kota. Uncle to nephew.
A
full toss.
Just what the doctor ordered. 2 comfortable runs.
1 run there. Well fielded there by
Ah,
Sarang.
man,
Good
there's
throw
nothing
there.
wrong with your hands, man. Come on, you won't say it slipped from your hand.
As he's popularly known, Bravo Tot. As he's popularly known, popularly known as Bravo Tot.
Once again.
Woo!
Well bowled there by Imran Umar. Come in there. Talking serious. Once again we have Imran Umar, known as Squares, coming into Wadi. Played. And the field setting, we have a slip, a man at gully who's Sean Noble, a third man at point, man at cover, man at deep mud off, and again we have Imran Umar to Wadi, bowled on the leg stump, and once again 1 run. We have 6 men on the offside and 3 men on the leg side. The man on the leg side is Sarang at fine leg, man at square leg, Ashraf Ali, and the man at mid-on. Seem to be saving the one, Aziz Dinda. And Imran Umar opting to go round the wicket this time. Khalid Kota watching his field. Should bowl on the offside with 6 men on the offside. Once again on leg side does Imran Umar bowl. And only 3 men patrolling that area.
Observed, I can't understand why he's coming around the wickets. But do you think
I think probably earlier we've seen Khalid Kota edge one and slip from around the wicket, and probably they've thought that he'll do it again.
Tried it for the last half an hour.
For the last half an hour. I think probably Khalid Kota is feeling more comfortable now, is trying to drive the ball again. Middling it, I think probably just...
That was confidently pushed out into the cover's area.
The opening, the number 3 player, Sean Noble bowling. Number 3 batsman, Sean Noble bowling. Wide-ish ball on leg side.
Oh, let's
Still loosening up is Sean Noble. Sean Noble, who has represented the Segby 11 as well, as an opening bat. And we have him bowling medium pace here. Rather gentle bowler, very deceiving.
Front foot.
Very, very deceiving. A gentle bowler who could maybe get the breakthrough that Musaji is looking for. Rather tense now is Musaji. Hoping...
Lead is slowly creeping up to the
Creeping up.
70 mark. Slowly creeping up to the 70
mark. And Khalid and both in there. 10s. Now once again Sean Noble on leg side.
Seaming the ball quite a bit.
Seaming the ball fairly well.
Going across.
Sean is...
Moving back to a ball that is slightly shorter than leg.
Sean is a bowler who tends to bowl fairly good line and length. The batsman make the mistake.
The ball is run up.
Sean is a fairly short run up. Very...
I like that field place on that side. Yes?
Very easy going run up.
Huh?
Not very aggressive at all.
I think the field is longer and longer. They're quite a pretty bowler.
He tends to bowl very chest on, does Sean Noble, Nes Kota? Sean Noble tends to bowl fairly chest on, he doesn't get side on at all.
Yes.
Open chest.
That's probably
That's the reason for
in the down the leg.
down the leg, an in-swing bowler is Sean.
Wide.
A wide delivery. A nice follow through is Sean. But he lacks that extra bit in his bowling, more aggression, I think. He can be more aggressive in his bowling. More determined. Maybe a faster approach to the wicket. A fairly slow approach to the wicket. Maybe a faster approach to the wicket. Bowl close to the wicket. And maybe get more side on. So again on leg side is Sean. And gently runs up and collects the ball once again. Coming in,
Yeah, it's really nice crowd.
You comment in the crowd.
Now we have a very rowdy crowd over there.
Yeah.
One has got a chronic cough.
For Sean. Once again on the leg side. And 1 to Idris Mangera at fine leg. Good throw from Idris. And that's the end of the over. 1 run of the over. And still Musaji trying all sorts to get the breakthrough. But the batsmen determined not to throw their wicket away. We have here all few ex and provincial players. We have Musa Mangera and Imam Shotgun. And a few players there from Actonville. And if we go on, we have Isukara, Ajit Gandabai, the secretary of the Transvaal Cricket Board. Aubrey Mina, another executive member, and the crowd, very good crowd for a Transvaal game, a Booley ball game. A lot of cars to be seen around. A few fixtures today. All the fixtures were postponed. The Super League, the Premier League, and back to play. We have Imran Umar. Once again. I think if Wadi had gone on his front foot, you would find it more easier to play that ball. And again on the back foot. He favours the back foot, but occasionally does get onto the front foot. As Wadi.
He's just content to then come onto the bat and pushes out to cover.
He seems fairly happy to let the ball come onto his bat. Instead of going and meeting it on the full on the drive. Or using his foot. There's not much foot movement. Even if he goes back, he doesn't go very far back. Yeah, perfect example there. If he had come forward, would have been.
Push the ball from closer to the wicket.
Let's look at him run. We observe his run up.
What?
We haven't seen much variation in the bowling. You know, any of the bowlers using the slower delivery maybe now. A good shot there, punch off the back foot, true point. Diving effort by Ahmed Surti, but to no avail. And there's Imran Munshi come around from third man. A very useful plays Imran Munshi, who has been out of play for a long time now. And we have again Imran Umar, back to him. We haven't seen much variation in the bowling, Naz. Either going wider from the crease, the bowlers, or trying, varying their pace.
Boycott has observed in one of his coaching manuals that if a wicket is hard to come by, then I totally agree with you as Boycott observed that you must variate by trying to come wider off the track or bowling the slower one to capture that wicket, to make the batsman, a bowler should be making the batsman think all the time.
Exactly. And I feel like if you look at it, if the batsman, as a bowler, he can afford to make mistakes, he can experiment. But as a batsman, the first mistake he makes, he is walking back to the pavilion. So the bowler has got the advantage. He can experiment, he can try different things. Then again, if the batsman is struggling, he can also try if he's struggling, either use the crease, move forward, move back, or play on the front foot if he's struggling on the back foot. So there is, we've just seen mediocre cricket at the moment. Bowler coming up to bowl, taking content.
Thank you very much.
And wide delivery again from Sean Noble. And we've seen a few buys as well. I think Booley is not happy yet. Sean Noble still struggling to find his line.
Yes, and I think the lead has crept up eventually to the 70 mark.
The lead slowly increasing, and we have 23 minutes left, and then at 5 we'll have the 20 overs, compulsory 20 overs. And once again it's Khalid on the leg side. It's Khalid missing the ball. What's your comment on Nez missing the ball? He'll do it again. And once again we have Sean Noble again on leg side, and once again Khalid Kota misses the ball. He lands on his offside.
A bit too much.
A bit too much.
He should be following the ball with his head straight on.
You see from his stance, he tends to crouch a bit, Nez.
Yes.
And his head more on the offside. He's got a good backlift, a straight backlift. Tend to favour the drive. And I haven't seen Khalid play any good-looking shots through mid-wicket or because of his head falling over. If probably he can get his head or try the old trick, get his collar. He's touching, bite his collar. Maybe that could help him. And pick up those few runs. Once again, a good shot there from Khalid off the back foot. Well fielded there by Sarang. He seems to have all-round shots on the offside. Plays the cut and the drive.
And he's a good hooker of the ball too.
And he tends to hook the ball as well. Once again, we have
the Noble Sean.
Noble Sean. Very gently Sean, and another gentle medium pace delivery from him, and doesn't seem to threaten a wicket from falling at this moment, does Sean? Very easy. If a wicket does fall at this moment, it could probably be the batsman's own doing, either lack of concentration. They're well on top now, and in a driving heat are the batsmen, slowly building up a useful partnership. Oh, that's a good delivery there from Sean.
Umpire judged well.
Umpire, well, a good shout there from Sean. But seems to be going down leg side. Once again, as we've seen from the earlier deliveries, the ball once again on leg side.
And in our studio we have some dignitaries from Kimberley.
And once again, another change in the bowling attack. We have Surti to Khalid Kota. Khalid Kota there lost in between then, yes? Khalid Kota seems to be lost there. Half-hearted shot.
Again, he's not going on to that front foot, obviously. If he did, he would have pushed it out into the point area.
I think probably a new bowler, different pace, you know, trying again to adjust to the bowler. Well played there from Khalid. Nicely.
Exactly my observation was what would have happened the ball before.
Seems a lot more. He's playing himself nicely now, is Khalid. Slowly. A determined knock this from Khalid Kota, who saved his team. Who was struggling at one stage.
This was for the province. He's had to come into the stage where Transvaal in dire straits.
Oh, a rather reckless shot there from Khalid Kota.
Pouncing onto the bad deliveries.
Exactly.
Really
A wild slash outside the off stump.
Yes, a reckless slash, as Mr. Jack
if we look at that shot again, he tends to general old slog there.
Yes, a slice.
Once again we have Ahmed Surti to the Khalid. There we have it again. Khalid Kota struggling with the ball on the leg stump. Falling over. Another observation here by Ahmed Surti, is that he bowls very wide from the crease, and he seems to just bowl very wide of the crease, going away and into the bat. So again we watch Ahmed Surti, again falling away wide from the crease, and straying down leg side.
Speak on his body's pushes.
Yes. The reason for Ahmed Surti, his head tends to fall over, and if you watch his follow through and you watch the wicket, it tends to fall away on the offside, therefore forcing the ball on leg side. Once again Ahmed Surti trying a shorter delivery, and Khalid Kota all in defence, and it's the end of the over. And in our studio we have a very prominent player from the Transvaal B team, Solly Mangera, and he will assist us here in the commentary box. Solly Mangera has also been to England, and Solly will comment on a few of shots of the game. And Solly, what do you think of that shot there from Ibrahim, from Wadi?
He got well on top of that ball, played it nicely into covers, and terrible misfield by Sarang, is it there?
It was Sarang. Rather lovely shot there from Wadi. And once again we have Imran Munshi, the young lad from Extension 5 in Lenasia. Topaz High School, he comes into Wadi.
A wide delivery, and he had Adam chasing at it. I don't think he got quite far enough outside the off stump to play that ball.
Exactly, his foot was nowhere near the pitch of the ball. Munshi tends to bowl, he favours the away swinger, does Imran Munshi. And once again we have Imran Munshi.
Well, that one we had coming back at the batsman.
Back at the batsman, and the weather seems to be very threatening at the moment. We have a few drops of rain.
From that area our rain always comes.
The rain usually comes from that end there, the golf course end. Or is it Lolly end? Yes, it's Lolly end. And in comes Imran Munshi. Has him again on the back foot. We have the crowd rather disturbing at the moment. Few weird comments here from some of our fellow provincial players. We should be encouraging the players. I would like to talk to you, Mr. Mangera, about the comments from outside. Do you think it is good for our game?
Well, we're always going to have our armchair critics, you know. Well, it's different out there in the middle, you know, it always is under pressure. I think they make the game interesting.
They do to a certain extent. We need the crowd, and we need them to entertain, to be well maintained is, future comments from them. Once again, Imran Munshi, rather full ball there from Imran Munshi. A good over. 2 of the over. Was it 3? Or 2?
2 it was.
2 you were. And then the end of the over. Do we have a declaration here? 21 team. We have a lot of potential. Undoubtedly among the younger lads. And the future looks very bright for Transvaal cricket. Having played in all the other provinces, I've noticed, even in the under-21 tournament, Transvaal had a fairly potential team. And if you look at the other provinces, Eastern Province, Western Province, they have 2 or 3 youngsters coming up, whereas in Transvaal we have 9 or 10 youngsters who have a lot of potential. Is there any reason for the talent coming up? Are there any, Saul? What do you think?
I think a lot of hard work has been put into that cricket, and with incentive going overseas and bettering one's game,
probably the
it bodes well for Transvaal cricket.
And this targets of Segbi, representing the Segbi side, all these incentives for the youngsters.
Exactly.
I believe that the under-21 will not be represented in the Booley Bowl next season.
Why is that? Is there any reason for that? They've fared fairly well in this
I'd
tournament.
much rather have the under-21 representing us than the B team.
Yes,
exactly.
This is what I observed earlier, that at least 70% of the team, as is, should be representing
what I've noticed,
Transvaal B team
over the
next
last
season.
2 weeks, they've moulded into a good team, and they're playing as a team.
And a lot of hard work done by Mr. Bismillah, their manager. He's, I think, the aspect where it's paid off is the discipline he has added to the side. I think what you need is, if you've got discipline, if you have a disciplined bunch of youngsters, naturally you'll get them playing to their fullest potential.
I've got to agree with you there, Mr. Mana. And he's putting a lot of work into this young team. And I think he deserves the credit he's got.
And with young Musaji there, determined young fellow who's fielding the ball there in cover now. He seems to push the guys to their full potential.
I think he could develop into one of our finest leaders.
Yeah, exactly. I think he's a good leader, very good leader. He
leads by example.
By example, I think he expects if he can stop a certain ball, and he feels that if the other player misses it, he feels that if he could stop it, he expects the same from them. And if any lapses in the field, he criticizes the fielders. And he's a rather straightforward captain. If you are wrong, he will tell you are wrong. Ahmed Surti. It's still Imran Munshi. If we look at the youngsters, just talking on the youngsters, we look at a good shot there from Khalid Kota, pushed into cover. Ashraf Ali does the necessary work. If you look at the individual players, if you look at Imran Munshi, he's not today, suggests a very mature player who's been with a lot of patience, and with that application I think we'll have Solly with Imran Munshi's application this morning and determination and will to succeed.
I think he's a candidate to play for the first team.
Exactly. Having spoken to him earlier, he had a chat with me that before going to bat he had set himself a certain target, and his target was to reach a century. Well, it's nice to see youngsters set themselves targets before a game, but I think the most important thing with the targets is maintaining that target. It's good. It's a good thing setting targets, but maintaining that target is important.
Well, he got pretty close to that this morning.
Exactly.
In fact, he ran out of partners.
Another thing, and if they believe in their ability, I'm sure they will go a long way.
I tend to agree with you, Mr. Manak.
What about
right now? I see a mountain of a man out there in the red top, the red jersey. If our cameras could get him, I think that's Mr. Bani Mohammed. Is that right?
Yes, that is Mr. Mohammed.
A mountain of a man, I tell you.
Once again, coming back to the cricket, we have Imran Munshi bowling to Wadi. And the conditions seem to have changed dramatically, once again favouring the seamers. Talking on the game again, I think an important aspect is being a youngster. They should have this belief in themselves and be man enough to face anything at them. You know, sort of, if a quick bowler comes off and bounce at them, they should have that extra bit of guts in them and, you know, not shy away from the pace. Solly? Regarding?
Yes, I think a positive approach to this game is very important. And looking at this current team, I think most of the lads have that.
They have that fighting
spirit, the qualities are there.
Sorry, Mr. Magilla, you're talking about positive cricket. But, you know, you went on the defensive here, man.
Give me back up. And it's the end of the over.
One of the observations I made earlier was that we should, this team is generally 70% of this team should as a unit go up into the play as the B team next season and nurture them. For example, I don't think Musaji is just ready for the senior team yet, nor is Imran Munshi. I would like these youngsters to build up their confidence in the B team, and when they're good and ready after 2 or 3 seasons, methinks they'll have more confidence to play in the senior team. Do you agree, Mr. Mullah?
I tend to disagree with you, Mr. Kota. I feel
that
they have the potential and the ability. It's a matter of being given the opportunity now.
It's like I give you an example. What happened to me? Like, I was a youngster just out of school, and you know, and like when you give the brain, you are given the break. It's taking full use of the opportunity. It's all the youngsters. They need a break, and when they get the break, it's up to them to take that opportunity and use it. Like a lot of our batsmen at club cricket, we find that certain players, or even at league cricket, they're complaining batting at a certain number, but when they're given that opportunity, they tend to abuse it. So it's given the opportunity and using the opportunity, and when given that opportunity they not use it, then probably give another youngster a chance. I think you can only or give them another chance, and with more experience at that level, probably they will.
Do you agree with it, Solly? You think something?
Well, I think what I said was proven in the first game against Natal, where most of the stalwarts went through from the team, and we brought in 5 youngsters who went on to win the game for us.
That's very. It was encouraging to see the youngsters come through, and we had replacements for the senior players.
I was rather disappointed, I must say, at the selection of the team against Eastern Province, where after having performed admirably in Natal, the youngsters were axed.
I tend to agree with you there.
A winning team should be left at least not 100%, but at least 98% of the time. I agree with you, Mr. Mungia.
The replacements.
Taking nothing away from the replacements against Eastern Province. I mean, the lads fared very well.
If you look
I don't think the younger guys did anything to deserve the treatment they got.
If we look at the replacements, we tend to look at Nazir Dinda, who's replaced one of the youngsters. Bani Muhammad has replaced another one of the younger lads, and was it Ahidinath? All these players were in good form, and at the moment did perform fairly well at club cricket. If you look at Nazir Dinda, he scored a century and taken 5 wickets in a few of the innings he has played. And Bani Muhammad has taken 9 wickets the day before being selected for the provincial team. And if you look at Ahidinat, he has had a few good knocks, well over 50. And it's a very debatable issue if you look at it. The youngsters have performed well, but playing against the senior province, Eastern Province and Western Province, I think I tend to agree with Solomon Guerra regarding the youngsters. But I think the selectors went for the experienced players. Solly? I think the selectors went for the experience here instead of the youngsters, and they did fairly well, I think. The team.
They did. As a team, they performed very well, in fact. But coming back to over the last few years, I mean, we've persevered with experienced guys, and they let us down to a certain extent. Having finished with a wooden spoon last year, I thought, well, we couldn't do much worse with the younger team.
I tend to agree with you there. Coming back to the game, the players seem to be going off the field. Is there a declaration, or are they calling it off? An interesting aspect, is it a declaration, or the stump seems to be on, the light's bad. I don't know what's happening at the moment. It looks as if a declaration. Could it be a declaration? Or is the game all over? The stumps are still on the field. The umpires, all the players go towards the mountain end, the dressing room end. Crowd seem to be dispersing slowly, and I think we have to close this interview now with our fellow colleagues Solly Mungera, Nes Kota, Nazir Dinda and Ridwan Beg. Thank you for being with us today and joining our crew. Thank you.